Hello, and welcome to the Stuart Scoop.
We are reporting from the David J. Bloom Broadcast Suite.
This edition is brought to you by 8th grade, Section 2.
This year, the 8th graders have been busy. Let's start off with Marin as she interviews them about their capstone projects.
Hi, I'm here with Hollis, and I'm interviewing Hollis about her capstone project. So, Hollis, can you tell us a little bit about your topic?
So it's how sleep affects athletic performance and how when you may have less sleep, you might perform worse and have less focus while playing.
That's so interesting. Thank you for telling us a little bit about it.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm here with
Marin.
and today I'm asking Marin what her topic is for the capstone project.
So my topic is dog senses and how they're how the sense of smell for dogs is much more strong than humans and stuff. So
That's really cool.
yeah.
What did you learn about your project and how did it impact you?
Well, I learned that dog sense of smell is actually 5 times better than humans, and how basically humans work with dogs, obviously for police stations and stuff, and they can sniff out explosives and drugs, and it's really interesting. So, yeah, that's a little bit about my topic.
Wow, that's really cool. Thank you, Marin.
Yes. Hi, I'm here with
Gianna.
and today I'm interviewing Gianna about her capstone project. So, can you tell us a little bit about that?
So for my capstone, I'm doing serial killers who mimicked horror movies. And I chose this topic because I've always wondered if someone ever tried to recreate a horror movie. And also, I feel it's really interesting because I've realized as I'm researching that people have different motives, and also some people showed remorse afterwards.
That's so interesting. Thank you. Hi, Emmy. Can you tell us a little bit about your capstone project?
Yes, I'm doing how the presence of a dog can help lower stress levels and overall increase your health.
Wow, that's so interesting. Do you know why you chose this topic?
I chose this because I love pets and I thought it was really interesting to see how they just overall make you feel better.
Love dogs. Okay, thank you.
Wow, the 8th graders have been working pretty hard.
Especially with our English books in class.
Let's go see Gianna as she interviews Miss Firla about the memoir night.
Hi, I'm Gianna, and today I'm going to be interviewing Miss Firla, the 8th grade English teacher, to talk about the book Night. Night is a memoir and is about a man who survived the Holocaust and his experience. Hi, Miss Firla.
Hi, Gianna.
I have a couple questions for you.
Great.
Why do you think the book is important to learn about?
So when I chose to teach this book, I actually was deciding between The Diary of Anne Frank and Night by Elie Wiesel. And even though I love both of them, I think that Night, even though it's scary, we just finished it, even though it's scary and very sad and even traumatizing at times, I think that it allows us to really see what it was like. And I think if we don't see fully what it was like to be in that moment, then we won't understand it.
Is it hard to talk about, or is it or does it get easier by how many times you've taught it?
That's a really good question. It is hard to talk about. I mean, millions of people died in World War II, and our book takes place in Auschwitz, and they say between 1.1 and 1.5 people died just at Auschwitz. There's no easy way to talk about that. But sometimes I do have to remind myself when I show you all videos or pictures or talk about it, I have to remind myself that this is not your 12th time reading the book. This is your first, right? And I have to remind myself, I'm an adult who has learned about this, who has read this many times. And even though it could feel easier to me, it's not easy for you. So I try to remind myself that even if this feels just like a book, this is real. And we have to be sensitive when we talk about it.
What makes you so passionate to teach this book in a way?
That's a good question too. Really good questions. I think, first of all, I'm passionate about reading and writing. You know that if you're my student. And I think that the reason I'm so passionate about this book specifically is his message is so powerful. He doesn't want history to repeat itself. And the only way we can avoid history repeating itself is if we talk about it, right? We shouldn't erase the horrible parts of our history. And I've had parents and students ask me, why do you teach sad books? Why do you talk about sad things? But if we don't talk about them, we're not facing the reality that we faced, right? And we need to face history so that things like this, tragic things, don't happen again. And Elie says something in his book. He says, if you forget, it would be killing all those victims a second time. And we want to keep their memories alive.
What message would you take away from this book?
Well, like I said, one message is that history shouldn't repeat itself, and the only way to avoid that is to talk about it, right, and to acknowledge it. But another message, I think, is how, when we're put in traumatic situations, how our identity changes, right? I ask you girls all the time, I'm like, how have the experiences we have gone through make us who we are? And I think Ellie in his novel, I mean, he goes in being a faith-filled, God-loving person, and he comes out not believing in God just because of the trauma he faced. He doesn't believe God could have done that. And I want you guys to look at your own lives and think to yourselves, what have my experiences made me into, right? Even the hard moments, our hardest moments sometimes make us the strongest people.
Well, thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you, Gianna.
All right, bye.
Wow, thank you, Miss Firla, for sharing this memoir with the 8th grade.
Speaking of teachers, Miss Firla and Miss Wolf have been working pretty hard behind the scenes for spring break.
Right, now let's hear what Miss Wolf has to say about the Sicily trip.
Hi, Miss Wolf. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
What are the spring break trips and why do we do them?
So each year, each spring break, we partner with Discover the World Education. It's a British company that creates programming and travel opportunities for middle and upper school age students to really explore the world, to have some cultural immersion, to just understand the different areas around them and how they can participate in it as leaders and learners.
What have been some of the past trips?
So this is our 4th trip this year. Our first trip was to the Azores, which is an archipelago off the coast of Portugal. Then we went to Iceland. And then this past summer, we traveled with a different organization with a cross-divisional trip of middle and upper school students to Peru. This year, we'll be visiting Sicily in Italy.
What will you be doing on the trips?
So we'll be exploring Sicily. We will be visiting an orange plantation to kind of see how some of the local agriculture is produced and how the land and the individuals that work there kind of earn off of that. We'll be taking a cable car and a van to Mount Etna and hiking up Mount Etna, an active volcano, which is pretty exciting. We'll also be having lunch up there. Hopefully it doesn't erupt while we're there. We'll be taking a ferry to the Aeolian Islands and seeing some of the Greek and Roman ruins that exist there. So lots of different things. Also working together collaboratively to understand ourselves as leaders and participating in some curriculum that myself and the other chaperones have put together to fully embrace all of the goals and criteria on this entire trip.
Who are the other chaperones going on the trip this year?
So it'll be myself, Coach Fred, Miss Monahan. She's really excited about all of the historical and mythological aspects of the trip and of the location. And we couldn't go to Italy without Miss Cecilia.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This trip sounds so fun. The middle schoolers go on so many adventures. Yes, speaking of the middle school, have any of you wondered what the difference is from an 8th grade to a 5th grade day in the life in the middle school is like?
I know I have. Now let's go see what Noelle when she interviews some students' day in the lives.
Hi, I'm Noelle.
Hi, I'm Hollis.
Hi, Hollis. Do you like 8th grade?
Yeah, I love it.
How long does it usually take you to do your homework?
Around an hour usually.
Yeah, me too. Do sports or other commitments make it harder to balance your schoolwork and grades?
Mostly not, but sometimes the work can be a little much.
Mm-hmm. What is something you're excited about for this school year?
I'm super excited for our DC trip.
Oh yeah, me too. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, what's your name?
Nina.
Hi, Nina. Nice to meet you. Do you like 5th grade?
Yeah.
That's good. How long does it take you to usually do your homework after school?
A while.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you do any sports?
Yeah.
What sports do you play?
Like here.
Uh-huh.
I play field hockey.
Oh, that's so fun.
And I'm going to try to do lacrosse.
Oh, yeah. Lacrosse is really fun sport. Do, your sports interfere with your homework?
Sometimes. Mm-hmm. But it's still, really, fun to do sports. And, I still have a lot of time.
Yeah, that's good. What are you most excited for 5th grade, this year?
I don't really know.
Are you guys going on, any field trips or anything?
I don't think so.
Their school day is pretty busy. How do they have so much time?
I know, it must be difficult with siblings too.
That reminds me, let's move to Callie, testing telepathy.
Twin telepathy challenge.
Do a heart. Do a peace sign. Raise one arm. Raise a leg. Make a silly face. Salute someone. Hold up any number on your fingers. Spin in a circle. Call someone. On the count of 3, say a color. 3, 2, 1. Purple. On the count of 3, say an animal. 3, 2, 1. Dog. On the count of 3, say a subject. 3, 2, 1. Math. On the count of 3, say a teacher's name. 3, 2, 1. Mrs. Wally. Do a heart. Do a peace sign. Raise an arm. Raise a leg. Make a silly face. Salute. Hold up a number on your fingers. Spin in a circle. Call someone. On the count of 3, say a color. 3, 2, 1. Purple. Say an animal. 3, 2, 1. Lion. On the count of 3, say a subject. 3, 2, 1. English. On the count of 3, say a teacher. 3, 2, 1. Miss Firla.
It looks so fun being a twin.
And for our final segment, you will see the new students' view of their new school.
Hi, I'm Mary, and I'm interviewing new middle school students. So, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Hollis.
And what school did you come from?
I came from GA.
What's your favorite thing about Sacred Heart that you didn't have at your old school?
I love all the people and how welcoming everyone is.
And were you at co-ed, and what's the difference from being at all-girls school?
I wasn't at co-ed, but I've always loved all-girls school. So.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, what's your name?
I'm Caroline.
And what school did you come from?
I came from a public school.
What is your favorite thing about Sacred Heart that you didn't have at your old school?
I like the opportunities of many sports and after-school sports.
Okay. And were you at co-ed school, and what is it like now being at all-girls school?
I was at a co-ed school, and I like how it's everyone's very inclusive, and everyone's just good friends.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What's your name?
Al.
And what school did you come from?
Holy Child.
What is your favorite thing about Sacred Heart that you didn't have at your old school?
Probably the more freedom and the breaks periods and the study halls. I think that's really it's just more helpful, I guess.
And were you at co-ed school, and what is it like now being at all-girls school?
I was actually at an all-girls school, so I was used to it, but I was at co-ed school a few years ago, so it wasn't a big adjustment.
Okay, thank you.
Every new student sounds like they're enjoying their time here. But unfortunately, that was our last segment of the day.
Thank you so much for that final segment.
From our hearts to yours, thank you for watching the Stuart Scoop.